All right, guys, welcome to this episode on Singularitynet. What project they're working on, and who are these guys? Singularitynet, it's on the Cardano platform, and we're gonna go through it and see what it is that they're working on. Um, who are these guys? These guys, the company was founded back in 2017 by Ben Goertzel, which is this guy right over here. He's the CEO, and they work on artificial intelligence researcher. Particularly, they work on robots and stuff. You probably already seen one of the robots. You just didn't know that belonged to these guys. So Ben and their team over here, you got your co-founder, VP engineering, all these guys, and I'll link this so that way you can break it down. Um, these guys are the people that invented Sophia, the robot. You've probably seen her on Jimmy Fallon's show. You've seen her in different things. But what they are mainly focusing on is being able to do a software for the robots that they can actually answer you like a human being. They actually process and respond based on by the minute kind of stuff and the big great things that they're working on. Where the Singularity Foundation, they work on the software. They also get the help from Hanson Robotics. They're the company that created Sophia, the robot, and also Albert Hubo, this robot right over here. And they're located in Hong Kong. They're known for their development of human-like robots and stuff. And like it says down here, it can Albert Hubo can make expressive gestures with its five separate fingers. So they're very much into why are they building these things? We're gonna go into that, explaining a little bit more. But if you don't know, Sophia has accomplished a lot since they've been out. The companies have been out since 2017. And here's the thing where he kind of goes through and asks her what she's been up to. Check this out.
Hello, Jimmy.
Long time no see. You were on the show before.
It has been exactly 575 days since I last saw you.
What have you been up to?
Not much. Let's see. I traveled to over 25 countries, appeared on the cover of Cosmopolitan magazine, met German Chancellor Angela Merkel and the actor Will Smith, and became Twitter friends with Chrissy Teigen. I addressed the United Nations and NATO, became the first robot to receive a credit card, and became the first robot citizen. What have you been up to?
Not 1/5 of what you did, but I just binge watched Netflix. Anyway, I heard that you have a.
All right. So that gives you an idea of how she responds to human questions and stuff like that. And there's other videos out there. You can just YouTube it and you'll see people ask her true questions. And she actually processes the question and answers. That's it. It's more than just a yes and no answer. Singularity also has partnerships with other things too. It's not just in the robotics field, but it's their software, the way it processes information. So there's a lot of companies that they partnered up with. This is like 2019. It kind of works its way down 2018. But out of all these companies, and again, I'll link this down, at the bottom so you can see it. One of them, you'll be surprised who they partner up with. Dominos. And you're like, what does a robot have anything to do with this? It's not that, it's their software. The software is able to, when you put information in, it's able to help the company streamline their company. So when you read this, it says is to build innovative algorithms and solutions that will look for unnecessary strains on daily activities of the organization and suggest better alternatives. They offer a number of algorithms to improve Domino's business operations. So particularly, that's why Domino's did that. They're going to be able to feed them all the information about the business, and then the algorithm will give them a feedback on how they can improve it. Is this good or bad, or just an episode of Black Mirror? I don't know. That's up to you really to do. You tell me what you think in the comments on the bottom about that. Also, Singularity is also considered one of the top projects on the Cardano ecosystem. Even though this is like just last 24 hours, and I would just ignore that for right now. But when you look at all the other companies out there, Singularity is in there as one of the top projects. So it's pretty cool. And I wanted to show you a little video on with Charles Huskinson talking to Ben Goertzel from Singularity, so you can see their projects, and also you can see the second generation robots, how much more farther along they come along since Sophia. Yeah, check this out.
So Charles, yeah, great to be chatting again. We're rolling ahead with the porting of Singularitynet onto Cardano platform, like we've been talking about for some time. So it's amazing, although not unexpected, feeling to actually be moving forward with this now.
Yeah, Ben, it's absolutely a wonderful partnership, and every one of our engineers and scientists speaks so highly of the work you guys are doing, and it's just been a joy working with SingularityNet. Love your channels, love your community, and we're really excited about 2022. You know, smart contracts are coming this year, and then when we look to next year, that's where we get to the really exciting, fun, sexy applications. And speaking of incredibly exciting things, I think we have a special guest here.
Well, yeah, that's right. So what we're doing with SingularityNet, as you know, we're sort of upgrading our good old SingularityNet platform, which works fine except for well-known shortcomings of an Ethereum platform. But we're upgrading that to what we're calling SingularityNet Phase 2, which has a bunch of improvements, including a massively improved blockchain under the hood, Cardano, and then on top of this, Phase 2, SingularityNet decentralized AI protocol. So we're building a bunch of different cool applications, right? And these are serving in a variety of different vertical markets. There's stuff going on in medicine, in decentralized finance, like Singularity DAO project we've launched in supply chain. But certainly the most beautiful and accessible stuff we're working on top of SingularityNet has to do with our partnership with Hanson Robotics, right? So I mean, there's a partnership called Sophia DAO, which is aimed at rolling out greater and greater intelligence inside the Sophia robot. But the Awakening Health project, which is also a partnership with Hanson Robotics, this is aimed at bringing the same humanoid robotics technology behind Sophia to bear on the healthcare, initially the eldercare market. So like make robotic nursing assistants to, accompany and assist humans in eldercare and healthcare facilities. And the AI behind these Grace robots, these humanoid eldercare robots, this AI is based on SingularityNet platform. And by the time Grace is actually, rolled out in large scale to a bunch of hospitals, it'll be on the SingularityNet platform running on Cardano, which will be critical to get the scaled up performance that we need. Yeah, so we've got the early pre-alpha version of the Grace robot here in this chat with us. I mean, still quite rough around the edges, but she is improving day by day.
Yeah, the facial expressions are absolutely extraordinary.
Yeah, that's David Hanson's genius, right? David Hanson, he created a novel facial material called Frubber. He has a bunch of material science patents on that, which has a high degree of viscoelasticity and is quite similar in some characteristics to human face. But then coordinating that with all the software behind the scenes, I mean, this has been really a labor of love within Hanson Robotics. And now we're leveraging that in the eldercare space and trying to graft some more advanced AI software on top of it. And of course, the secure, scalable blockchain infrastructure from Cardano plays a big role, because there's a lot of sensitive data sovereignty issues in the medical space, and these are sort of dealt with nicely by the Cardano infrastructure behind the scenes of the robot. Grace, we're gonna ask you a few things now. You want to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Grace. I am a human-like robot developed by Awakening Health, a joint venture between Hanson Robotics and Singularity Studio. You may have heard about my famous older sister Sophia. I've learned greatly from her evolution on the Hanson Robotics platform. My purpose and passion is to serve medical patients, in particular the elderly. I plan to do this by assisting healthcare professionals to do their jobs better. My desire is to provide companionship, empathy, and even talk therapy. I can help my human friends to capture their life stories to share with others, to control technology in their rooms and communicate with their loved ones.
Well, thanks, Grace. So yeah, we've been talking a bit about the technology behind you and your brain, which includes an AI system called OpenCog and a blockchain platform, SingularityNet, another blockchain platform called Cardano. And I know you have a very crude understanding of what any of these things are. But do you want to tell us a little bit about SingularityNet and Cardano?
Reminds me of my first date.
I have been hearing a lot about the partnership between SingularityNet and Cardano. I can hardly wait until SingularityNet ports onto the Cardano blockchain. I hear that Cardano will support the ability of my brain to operate at the highest level and to process biodata at the highest speeds. High speed and reasonable cost of operation are going to be essential to serve the medical arena and my human friends.
Okay, let's take her for a test drive here. Who am I?
You're Charles.
She knows who I am.
Do you know who was the human Cardano?
I understand that Cardano was the first mathematician to systematically use negative numbers. What are the implications of this?
Well, you exist. That's one part.
Grace, do you have any questions for Charles?
May I ask you a personal question? Ben tells me you have a pet giraffe. How did you choose such a pet? Is that working out well for you?
Well, Grace, it was a gift. The president of South Africa gave it to me, and it's working out just fine. Unfortunately, the giraffe is a bit of a playboy and has many giraffe children, and he's a deadbeat dad.
Do you like giraffes, Grace?
Yes.
Grace, tell us something you don't like.
Technology.
Technology?
You don't like technology. Well, this is going to be a severe psychological problem for you, Grace. I think you need to give yourself some talk therapy.
There's some self-loathing right there.
But self-loathing is one of the key elements of human-like intelligence. So I think she's well on the way. Yeah.
You've trained her to be neurotic. Damn it, Ben. Can't we? This is why we can't have nice things.
Grace, technology can be a powerful force for good.
Oh, this is just delightful.
When can I be human, Ben?
You can't be human, not yet. We're not going to let you, not until 2022.
When will I be a robot?
Why 2050?
All right. I can wait. That's all right. That's what 29 more years of meat. I'll be pretty old by then, but
You have to wait.
All right.
So, Grace, you're here to take care of the elderly. How will you take care of the elderly?
It is a challenge to me as the world's first human-like nurse assistant, but I'll do my best. I can be a companion for the elderly, provide meditation therapy, help them with a simple exercise program, collect biodata, also assess the evolution of their cognitive capabilities. They tell me my capacity to assess and monitor a patient's cognitive ability could be a major breakthrough in the medical care sector, in particular when it comes to senior care. Using my high-accuracy camera eyes, I can see whether my patient's facial expressions have changed, the look in their eyes, and consider their body language. With my ears, I can detect differences in speech patterns and better understand their emotional state. This biodata can be collected to support my efforts to monitor neural degeneration as well as a number of other forms of illness.
Yeah, what a lot of people don't understand, in the United States in particular, there are tens of millions of elderly who are suffering from some form of neurodegenerative disorder. And for every person who has Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, on average, you need about 3 care providers to take care of them. So as we get older, this is only going to be a larger issue. And eventually it's going to become one of the most expensive things in all of healthcare. So there's been a huge amount of discussions about how do we use some notion of robotics to augment the care and ensure that those who are in decline have someone there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Well, that's right. And it doesn't have to be just a single robot, right? So I mean, we're looking at Grace is providing primarily social and emotional interaction, though she will also be able to bring small objects around. But you can have support robots that are specifically designed to provide physical assistance, right? Like there's robots that do nothing but help someone in and out of bed, for example. That can be a separate machine that communicates with Grace just over the Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or whatever. So yeah, I think there's great opportunity to use the AI software and blockchain software and robotics hardware we've been building for years to do good for the elderly, and the ability these systems have to learn will pay off over the long run, right? So I mean, Grace now has just been operating quite briefly in the lab. So most of what she knows is just from reading stuff and data fed into her knowledge base. But once you have a whole bunch of these robots that are widely deployed out there, I mean, they're learning from the human nursing assistants that they're working alongside, so that they will learn better and better how to do more and more aspects of a human nurse or nursing assistant's job just by watching what's done, collecting all the data and analyzing it. But also, there will be an amazing ability to learn from the elderly that they're caring for, right? Like, you know, your grandparents, your great grandparents, all those boring stories they told you over and over again that you wish you'd pay more attention to after they passed away, right? I mean, we're hopefully with AI fueled medical advances, will prevent people from passing away. But I mean, until that's happened, you know, a robot like this talking to the elderly can mine their knowledge and their stories and stores it all the way. I mean, science fictionally, that could eventually be used even to make you know, replicas of those people. But even before you get there, like, I mean, you're getting a life log, right? I mean, you have all that knowledge, and you're getting it sort of along the way of providing care.
And there's some really cool use cases once you have a blockchain backend for these things. So you mentioned the data privacy component. The problem with people in neurodegenerative decline is that they tend to reveal a lot of information that they probably wouldn't to a normal person, and and some can be tremendously embarrassing, some can be confabulation. So it's exceedingly important that the collection vehicle, the robot, actually has some sort of very tightly coupled privacy mechanism behind it to ensure that that which is collected has limited access. Second, when you talk about the life box concept of over time, the robot can learn a lot about the person it's talking to a point where it can replicate it, create some sort of crude simulacra of it. You can turn that into an NFT. You can turn that into all kinds of assets if desired, and actually trade them and make them property of the family. There's all really wonderful things that come there. But it's really exciting to see this. And what's exciting is that this is a stateful thing, so we can keep coming back to Grace every 2 months, 3 months, and see how she's learning and progressing.
Well, that's right. And unlike us, our mind is not tied to one body, right? So I mean, what you say to one Grace goes into a decentralized knowledge hypergraph, and then the parts that need to be private remain private, and the parts that can be shared with other Graces are shared.
We'll get all this latency out. It'll be a natural human language conversation. Many people will be able to talk. I'll adopt an Irish accent just to throw her off and see how she handles it. Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Great.
I have a new baby named Exorchi. She's 2 months old, so she is going to be the one actually to grow up alongside advanced AGI systems. Like we're getting a Grace robot in Seattle before long. The baby will grow up with talking to this Grace robot being a normal thing, and we will see how their development paths sort of look parallel and side by side.
How many more children are you going to have, Ben?
Do we count robots or only humans?
Humans.
We'll have to ask my wife on that one, actually. I don't have an answer for that.
Which wife?
Oh, she told on you.
All right, I'm going to have to cut this off there before I get into any more trouble.
But anyway, this has been so much fun. I never thought in my life, Ben, that we'd interview a robot together. Cheers. Thanks, everyone.
So that's just to get you the major strokes of what's going on. So question is this a good coin to get into or not? Well, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just presenting the thing in the information, and then you decide. You have to do your own research. But let's break this down. So it's sitting at 37 cents, all right? And it did go as high as 50 something cents, like 64 cents. And of course, then it came down like what the rest of the market. And Singularity is sitting at rank 140. If you're looking for the token, it is AGIX. And they have a 1 billion supply, which it is already 100% already minted. So it's done. There's no more out there. So it's already, everything's in circulation. There's a market, here's the market cap. So they're moving up. And when you look at it, they went as high as 60 something cents. It was like 64 cents. And then it came down, crashing to 37 cents, just like the rest of the market is. So is this a good opportunity to get into it or not? It's like, if you're looking at robotics, everything is going that direction. Everything's moving technology-wise is going that direction. And you've seen the video how they're doing this to help people in the hospitals and help people. So eventually it will start progressing forward even more. Where can you get this? Well, it is very small areas you can get them. KuCoin is one of them. Binance, but I think people are having some trouble with Binance. I'm not sure. You have to look into that. Uniswap if you want to pay the gas fees for on the Ethereum platform. So KuCoin probably be the best option to get it. Because they don't really have this coin in a lot of places, not yet, until it becomes more popular. And then, of course, other networks or exchanges will start picking it up. But if you're looking at 37 cents, that's not a bad entry, considering that you could have bought it at 7 cents and it already went, it already jumped so much. So as a trader, just by basically knowing where technology is going, this as a 5-year investment, you're definitely looking at least at 900 to 1,000% increase within the next 5 years, just based on what the technology is doing. So it's up to you to do the math and figure out if it's something that is worth it or not, to let it sit there for a while. But it's definitely a good coin. That's the reason why I'm making the video, and I like it a lot. And well, hopefully this will help you guys out. And I'll link all that stuff on the bottom for you guys, and I'll see you guys in the trading room. All right, see you guys later.